Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our Out of the Box International Podcast Series. I'm your host, Enrique Martos, and today I am thrilled to introduce another interesting and hopefully useful episode within the third pillar of our strategy for 2023-2025, social cohesion and solidarity. Cohesion policy objectives are vast, as we saw in the last podcast, ranging from fostering a more competitive and smarter Europe to enhancing connectivity and mobility and ensuring a social and inclusive continent. Today, we are placing a spotlight on mobility opportunities, especially for the vibrant youth of Europe. The reason for the podcast today is that I have the feeling that everyone knows about the Erasmus Plus exchange within universities. But in my day-to-day, I find that the most of young people don't know about further opportunities that the EU offers for them to go abroad, engage, and be more connected without the need of being enrolled in university and comply with the requirements universities establish. That's why I find fundamental for this episode to talk about a wider range of mobility opportunities, which are really accessible for young people and that they might not know about them yet. But first, let's start with the basics. So what is Erasmus Plus? Erasmus Plus is the EU program to support education, training, youth, and sports in Europe. The 2021-2027 program places a strong focus on social inclusion, the green and digital transition, and promoting young people's participation in democratic life. As legacy of the European Year of Youth and Skills, with an estimated budget of 26.2 billion of euros. As legacy of the European Year of Youth, there are numerous opportunities for every young person under 30 years old to learn, share vision, meet others, and participate in activities across Europe. Therefore, it must be really clear that Erasmus Plus is not just reserved for university students. On contrary, there are opportunities available for every single young person who is interested in taking them. Having said this, let's go deeper in which opportunities are out there for young people to engage. One of such opportunities is called youth exchanges, allowing groups of young people from different countries to meet, live together, and work on shared projects for a short period of time. These exchanges take place outside the school environment and can last between 5 and 21 days. They are open to people between the ages of 13 and up to 30 years old. So we can see how much broad variety of young people could participate in this program. The expenses are covered, such as travel, accommodation, food, and pocket money. The intention behind of this program is that taking part of it doesn't suppose a burden to the families or to the beneficiaries. So that's why they try to cover travel to go to the project, to come back to the project, the accommodation there, the food that they're gonna have and serve there, and on top of that, a little bit of pocket money so young people can enjoy their period of time in the project. These projects are an excellent option for those who have time in school breaks and would like to go abroad, help in different communities, learn new skills, and not pay one single penny. The only drawback of these projects, from my perspective, is that the opportunities are not all centralized and brought to one single platform. Therefore, you might need to check one by one in different groups or channels on social media, for example, in Facebook, on Instagram, and find these Erasmus projects there. For example, you can type Erasmus Plus project and then see which opportunities show up there for you. However, a different system is followed in the next program we will comment. This program that we are going to comment now is called European Solidarity Corps. So, well, what is all about? These projects are part of Erasmus Plus and also suppose an excellent opportunity for young people between 18, this time is 18, not 13 years old, up to still 30 years old. The top limit is the same, but the age that they can start to participate in this project is different from youth exchanges. So they can collaborate with different communities, learn new skills, and spend time abroad. In this kind of project, what's covered? Well, you will be covered by health insurance. You will have also a wide range of support services, such as linguistic support and training. That means that probably in the country that you will be doing your project, you will have access to learn the language of that country. So it's a really nice skill to learn. So let's continue. Your basic costs will be also covered. Travel to and from the project, accommodation, food, and again, pocket money that can vary from 3 euros up to 6 euros a day, depending on the country. So per month, just on pocket money, you can have, I guess, around 150 euros. So you can spend it in wherever you want. And also, if you have specific needs, for example, disabilities, these costs might also be covered. Now, let's go deeper in which kind of projects you can participate in. We will focus, there are several of them, but we will focus today on what is called individual volunteering. So individual volunteering can last from 2 months up to 1 year. It's full-time. And you will contribute to the daily work of an organization that is active in the local community, usually, as we mentioned before, in a different country. However, it can also be what is called in-country projects, that will be in your own country. In some cases, you could take part of this project for a shorter period of time, from 2 weeks up to 2 months. For example, if for participants with fewer opportunities or disabilities. Now, there are 3 other kind of projects that you could take part as well, but due to time limit, I'm just gonna mention them. So first of all, we also have team volunteering. So if you cannot commit for such a long period of time, but you still want to help in the community, then I recommend you to check this option that can last between 2 weeks and 2 months. The next one are called solidarity projects. These are projects that you will implement actually in your own community. And finally, we have the volunteering in humanitarian aid, where you have the choice between individual volunteering and volunteering in teams for a short or longer period of time. So, said this, if you are interested, I recommend to you to go and check the official webpage that is called European Youth Portal, where you will find all the information you need about the European Solidarity Corps projects, and all the opportunities are located there. So if you go, you check it, you won't miss any. Now, I would like to introduce to the audience and that the audience could hear a first-hand experience. So I'm pleased to introduce you to a person who has participated in many of these programs. So let's give a warm welcome to Ángeles Madueño, who agreed to share her experience as a participant in the European Society Corps. So welcome, Ángeles.
Hello, Enrique. Thank you very much for inviting me. It would be a real pleasure to share my experience with you and with the audience. So let's start.
Yeah, let's start. The pleasure is ours. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. So to start with, could you tell our listeners a bit about yourself and what motivated you to join ESC?
Yeah, of course. So, well, I'm Ángeles Madueño, as you mentioned. I'm from Córdoba, the south of Spain. And I've always been involved and I've been always in love with cultures, languages, and people from all over the world. I remember that I did a Erasmus Plus program in France, and from that moment onwards, I've been living abroad on and off. So that first contact with living abroad was really enriching to me and kind of addicting. Then I was also involved in the Red Cross organization, volunteering with migrants. All this background plus a personal situation because I was a bit like lost in Cordoba in my city, and I decided to do something new. So a friend of mine told me to recommended to me to join this project, and I accepted, and it was one of the best choice that I ever made. So yep, that's it.
That's wonderful, Angeles. I hope it really helped you to find your way. And I guess you will comment to us a bit about how helpful was it a bit in the future questions. So to continue with, can you share a bit about the project that you were involved in and what your role was in the European Society Corps?
Yep, of course. So as you mentioned before, I did like individual volunteering project in Osijek, a city in the continental part of Croatia. I was involved in a Prony Center for Social Education, which was a local organization which was working with young people there in Osijek. And concerning my job, well, I was doing a lot of things, but the first and broadest task was to promote the 17 Sustainable Development Goals through workshops. So we were preparing and organizing the workshops, and we were sharing them with young people, and it was super interesting because they were learning from us, but I learned a lot of things from them also. I remember one experience that we organized a session with a therapist, Dora, and we were talking about different social and gender roles, and it was a really enriching experience for me. I felt home from the early beginning, and people were bringing up a lot of personal experience, and it was really, really helpful for all of us. And apart from this, we were teaching different languages, French and English. And I was learning Croatian. As you mentioned, we had the opportunity to receive free courses of the local language, in this case, Croatian. And we did a lot of workshops, and we had a lot of flexibility to organize whatever we felt like, always sticking to the program, of course, but we were giving a lot of resources and people, and yeah, it was really, really broad, and I personally enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the insight, Angeles. It sounds like a really fulfilling and impactful project. I guess that experience that you mentioned it before is the most one that stood out for you during your time as a volunteer, or you have any other experience that you would like to share with us that it was the most meaningful for you during your stay in Croatia?
That's a difficult question, Enrique, because I experienced a lot of beautiful and emotional experiences. But I'm gonna share one really intense and beautiful experience in Croatia. So I took part of a 1 year project, but then I helped the organization with a team volunteering in Pirovac, a small village on the seaside part of Croatia. And we were there for 20 days with 25 people from all over Europe. And that was incredible. That was incredible. I was assisting there and sharing with people from Slovakia, Portugal, Italy, Germany, France, Belgium. That was super beautiful. Like, actually, I'm still in touch with some of those people. So this project also, apart from giving you the opportunity of growing up in an alternative way, I've got new friends in different parts of Europe, and that's always incredible. That's always, yeah, so human, so beautiful. So that, yeah, this experience is one of the most intense ones that I've experienced there.
That sounds truly amazing, Ángeles. I'm really glad that you could experience such a experience. Just mentioning it, team volunteering that you were in the seaside of Croatia is part of what we also mentioned it before. It's another kind of opportunity that you could do within European Society Corps that is named like that, team volunteering, and is when you cannot commit for a long period of time, you could go in these experiences with other young people for a period of time between 2 weeks and 2 months, and that exactly is what Angeles was commenting just right now, just to so our audience also know about this opportunity. And now I want to do you a different question. While we were talking, I also got in my mind this. I would like to, if you could explain to us, for you, the pocket money and the cost of living, the support you received from the European budget. It was enough to live in Croatia, to live abroad during that time, or what would you say to our audience in that sense?
Yeah, concerning this topic, the pocket money was enough, and actually I remember that I could even travel a bit around, so I didn't have any problem concerning that. I was okay. Yeah, I was okay.
Okay, that's great to know because for sure many of our audience maybe is considering to apply, but maybe that they are scared that they don't have the enough resources for living abroad for that much time. But I think it's really conforming that you that participate in this program can tell them that they can make it the day a day there with the expenses covered by the European Union. So let's keep in our interview. Now I would like to ask you about the impact that this experience had on you. How do you feel this volunteering opportunity had influenced you, your perspective, and even perhaps your plans for future?
That's a really interesting question, concretely, precisely to me, because one of the reasons why I took part in this volunteering program was because I was personally lost and professionally lost, mainly professionally lost. I studied a degree that I loved, but then I was kind of following the pre-established path. So you study a degree, then you study a master, and then what to do? And I got lost. So this year was a really important opportunity for me to discover something new, to take personal time for me to reflect, because I would like to underline something concerning these projects. Guys, you are going to work, you are going to learn, you are going to work, but you are gonna have time to discover the culture, to discover the place that you will be in, and to discover yourself also. So those programs are also created for young people to really step out from their comfort zone and to really question things. And I took this program in the perfect timing, because after the program, I completely changed my professional path. And personally, I also questioned myself a lot, and I started considering other alternative ways of living. And to be honest, Enrique, I could love to work as a youth worker in the like mid long term. Now I'm focused on another thing, but I this project and the way they are created talk a lot to me, and I see myself working there, working with young people, learning from them, learning with them, and that's a really, yeah, like a really communitarian way of learning. And we are all responsible for distributing this kind of education and this kind of information. So yeah, this program was amazing, and it really changed my professional and personal perspective of things.
Awesome, awesome, Ángeles. It's really impressive to hear how these experiences could left a lasting impact on the people that participate on them. And your answer is an answer of a real out of the box thinker. And I really love what you mentioned, that people don't stop and think what they really want, which is their purpose in life, and they just follow this pre-established way of living that always it has been taught to us that is the way to pursue happiness. But actually, when you get older, you start realizing that that's not the reality. And I'm really glad that you could have this time to reflect and to find your own purpose and meaning. So yeah, thank you so much for your insight in this sense. Now, yes, finally, I would like to ask you that which would be your advice for someone that is considering to join the European Society Corps or embarking on a similar volunteering journey?
Okay. I remember when I got selected to the project that I was scared, because it meant something different. It meant like leaving home to a different country with people that I didn't really know. So guys, I know that it can be difficult and scary, but I would like to encourage you, because once you'll be there, you will know how to deal with reality, and you will learn how to make decisions by your own. But you've gotta sometimes be alone to really learn how to make personal decisions. And for me, it was what I needed. So I really encourage you to step out of your comfort zones and to give a chance to these projects. You can always come back home. You can always, but yeah, personally, I would repeat this experience. And yeah, even if it was scary at the beginning, even if I felt unconfident at the beginning, but this confidence was turning little by little into personal confidence, and I'm a different person thanks to that. So yes, go abroad, guys. Take part in this project.
Wise words, Ángeles. That's it. You all listened her. So that's the end of our interview. Thank you so much, Ángeles, for sharing your inspiring journey with us, and your insight is so valuable, and I think is so encouraging for young people to start this journey. So I hope to see you soon. It's always great to work hand in hand with you, Ángeles. I hope the best for your future, and see you soon. Thank you so much, Ángeles. Now, to our listeners, I hope these opportunities inspire you to engage in mobility and social cohesion. And as we wrap up another enlightening episode of our Out of the Box International podcast series, I would like to leave you with this thought. Mobility is not just about changing location. It's about getting out of the box. So, dear listeners, let's continue to explore, learn, and encourage our curiosity. Remember, the world is vast and opportunities abound. There is not just one way to do things, as we could learn from this interview. So we really have to fight and find the more suitable one for us. So that's all for today. Until next time, thank you for being here today. Keep thinking out of the box, my friends. This is your host, Enrique Martos, signing off for our Out of the Box International podcast series. Don't forget to subscribe, engage, and be part of the change. See you in the next episode. Ciao.